Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. Tonight we have, as our card, and I always pull a card before the reading for each reading, and it kind of just sets like a tone a little bit, brings in a little bit of the energy that might coincide with this bowl of tea leaves. And so we have the Queen of Swords, and I think of her as the revealer. This is a lady that sees right through all of the, you know what I'm saying. There's no getting anything past her. She is absolutely aware, right? And so we have on the card, she's sitting, right, enthroned in this very powerful position. Also nurturing, you can see that she, her mammaries are exposed there. And so a mother nurturing, but also we see down here holding a mask, maybe a head. I don't know, one or the other. I think I've read that it's a mask, but regardless, it is the revealer, right? I'm thinking immediately, my mind started going to Scooby-Doo, you know, where they pull the mask off to see who the villain is. This isn't necessarily about villainry or anything negative, but this is the ability to really see beyond the surface, okay? Very, very intuitive, very insightful, and definitely you are so aware of the details. You notice the little things, okay? So that makes you really good at reading people. All right, so we're gonna, and then I'm going to pick this up. We're gonna see what these tea leaves have to say. And so immediately, I want to say thank you for deciding to click on the reading. And I want to talk about these two people right here. Okay, so it looks like we have a deity or maybe like a high priest, a hierophant. We have also a person standing here. Okay, now this one feels very feminine. We also have a bird coming from the mouth. The bird is symbol, often, not always, but often, of message, communication, right? And so I feel like you have been really focused on making appeals, honoring your deity, your deities, your faith, your belief system, your spiritual work. Also prayers, I imagine. This is you really looking into the divine, right? And not just asking for stuff, right? Please give me $1 million, you know, that kind of thing. No, this is about you devoting yourself to the magic that is the divine, right? That force that is both healing and corrosive and destructive and nurturing, and you know, it's this whole build and destroy kind of energy. And you know, it's easy, and this can happen to the most masterful initiate, but it is easy to become frustrated and angry with the ebb and flow of things, right? Especially what's out of your control. And so I feel like you have an awareness about, well, mostly that you are just a witness here, right? You are a visitor. You are not in charge of how things work for the most part. But you surrender yourself to the faith that you have in the universe, in the divine. And I feel you really in this place in your life where you're spending a lot of time in practice that aligns with your faith, right? Whatever that might be. Maybe you are somebody who does magic, it partakes in the occult. Maybe you're doing like spiritual alchemy, self-development. Maybe you're a religious person, and you're very involved in those kinds of ceremonies and gatherings and things. Whatever it is, I think this is where your focus is for this next period of time, okay? Now, I want to go over here because, where did you go? There it is. There you are. Okay, so we have a face here. And it kind of looks like a skull. It kind of looks like a much older person. Now, I feel that this is somebody coming through for you. Maybe somebody that you know, like a great-grandfather. Maybe not. This might be an ancestor or elder that you have a close relationship with, but you didn't meet them in your physical life, right? And I feel like this is somebody who was very traditional. Now, not necessarily religious, but very traditional. And I feel like there is a sense of this being the personality, the persona that you need in your life right now to walk alongside you as you are making these changes. Because I feel like you are coming into that real deep adulthood. Right? Now, you might be turning, 35, or you might be turning, 95. It doesn't matter. We're all at different levels and places, and our paths go here and there and everywhere, right? It's different for each of us. But I do feel like for you, you've come into a place of being kind of a more serious person, I would say. Now, that's not to say you don't have fun. You laugh, you enjoy, you love and find things to be joyful and blissful about and so on. But I also think that you are taking things much more seriously. I feel like you've really turned the corner into this place where it's like, you know that there are few things in life that you really find worthy to devote yourself to. And those things you absolutely are going to stick to and give so much of your self to. And I think that faith and that self-development, that's where it's at, okay? Now, I do feel like this person really brings in, I'm like feeling like the smell of old books, a fireplace, that kind of vibe. But I do feel like it really brings in this sense of, well, I feel like you believe in yourself, right? I feel like you trust yourself, maybe for the first time in a long time. I really get the energy of like a stoic person here. So I feel like maybe not the most emotive, maybe not even communicating with words all the time, but you feel the energy. You're very bonded, okay? So I wouldn't be surprised if you do have dreams about them, if you've seen them even around the house or in the yard, little glimpses of, oh, was that a person over there? And you look again and there's nobody there. But they are around, okay? They are around. And again, we have the bird, and we have, it looks like 3 people right here. 1, 2, 3. We have the bird here that's perched right there. And then it looks like we have maybe a goat rearing up. So I feel like you have a close family unit, but there is somebody in the family that really is very, strong-headed, I guess. They're inflexible in some ways. I think that they're prone to maybe outbursts, maybe some tantrums. And I feel like this is something that at times has brought a lot of stress to your life, to your household. I think you've been really trying to work on like figuring out how do we rearrange this dynamic, or how do we change the atmosphere of our relationships, the way that we talk to each other, the way, you know, we behave, and so on. And it's a slow process. And as I'm saying that, I'm looking, we have the turtle right here. And so I do feel like this is something that you're not going to give up on, but there are moments where it just seems like you get so upset, hurt. I think it hurts your feelings, the way that you're treated by this person. I'm almost wondering if this is your kid, right? Because it does feel like you put so much love and they just don't respect you. Maybe they respect you, but they don't speak to you respectfully or treat you respectfully. And that causes strain. I think it's like a feeling of strain, really, within your relationship with them, their relationship with other family members, and also your relationship with other family members, because, you know, it's hard. It's hard not to get into arguments when everybody is mad, right? And then you just start, it's like dogs, right? When two of them start going at each other, and then another one's walking by, and then that one gets pulled in somehow, and it's like, what the heck is going on here? How did this even start? So I do feel like there will be kind of some kind of intervention from the universe. But I also think that this is, and what do I mean by intervention? I feel like there will be an opportunity that presents itself that will not be the fix, like everything's fine, but it'll be a component. Okay, so this might be something like helping them find a job they like, or, you know, therapy, counseling, family counseling, maybe even like they need some addiction counseling type stuff, or whatever it is, right? And I feel like this will present itself. Now, we also have the number 696, 696, okay? And it looks like we have, I just keep hearing somebody say XYZ, XYZ, like everything XY, like it, like I don't know. It's like a saying they have. I don't know, because it doesn't sound like the alphabet, like they're doing the alphabet. But I'm seeing it right over here, by the way. We also have the Ace of Cups with smoke coming off of it. So it seems like an altar piece, probably. We have the word box, B-O-X. So I feel like we have somebody new that's approaching your life. They seem very much like a hero. You can see that stance right there. Down here, again with them, but we also have a dog that is sniffing them. And above, we have that cup. So I do feel like there is an interest you might have emotionally, physically, companionship, something like this. But I feel like there are people in your life who care about you, and they're watching out for you. So I do see kind of, you know, really this person, if they're going to kind of assimilate into your life, they're going to have to go through the gauntlet of questions and background checks and, you know, whatever. And so I think that this is something that's really, it feels like a exciting time for you. I feel like it's something that, you know, as spring will approach pretty soon, it's like the awakening, you know, when the frost and stuff starts to go, and you start to see the grass turning and the flowers start the trees start budding, and the flowers are on their way. That feeling of life returning. And I feel like that's very similar for how you're feeling with this person. Now, I don't know that anything happens. This might be a flirtation. This might be somebody you work with. This might be somebody that you don't even talk to. It's just some parasocial thing online. But it might be that you actually did meet somebody. Maybe you're dating or, whatever. But I do feel this is an energy that you're going to ride out a little bit because it feels good. And it's nice to have a crush. And it's nice to have somebody who you want to pay attention to. And maybe they are paying attention to you too. And so I feel that energy kind of coming in. Now, over here, we have the serpent. And we have the fish, and we are in the year of the serpent now, and the fish indicates to me money coming in. So I do feel like in this next cycle of time, there's going to be kind of a full circle with something. I almost wonder if you go back to an old job or maybe an old profession. Maybe you had a side hustle and you start doing that again. And this time around, it really starts to get some traction. Things start really working out for you. And I could see where, maybe it feels a little surprising, but I feel like it's like you have that intuition and it's telling you. Usually I would say don't go backwards. Don't go. Don't try to reminisce or rekindle or, do the same old things again and again. But in this case, I do feel like that's not the bad idea, right? This is actually something that's going to pay off for you. And, and I have to imagine it is something that you are beloved with or beloved of. Because it does feel so rewarding to get this thing going. And usually that is reserved for things that we do care about, right? And when we see our pet projects, our beloved, whatever ideas or innovations start to really do something, that feels so good. And I can see you really starting to feel this rising in confidence, having this love in your life, this interest in your life, and all of the other things. And so let's go ahead. My voice is giving out. As you can tell, I'm pretty dang sick. Today I feel more sick than I have in quite a while. And if you watch the channel, we were sick from from around Thanksgiving until about a month ago. And then I had a few weeks of about 3 weeks or a little bit more of not being sick. And then, of course, here we are again. And I shouldn't laugh. I'm going to cough. Oh, the cough is so bad, too. It really hurts. I was crying. I usually don't cry over such things, but I was literally crying. It hurt. All right, let's see. We're going to do our lucky numbers. Woo! Number 64. Number 64. Number 100. 64, 100, and 62. Beautiful. All right. What else? Oh, yes, our self-care affirmation cards. I'm going to go ahead and flip through. I'm going to stop where it feels right. Okay, and it says, Dawn of Transformation. Today I am reborn. This is the dawn of my transformation. Yes. All right, Gemini, I love you. I thank you for spending this time with me. If you want to subscribe, or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking. My throat hurts and my voice sounds like, heck, right? So, we'll talk in a few days. I love you. Take care of yourself. Good night. Good night, good night, good night. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate it. I think this comes out on Valentine's Day. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. I don't know. I think it's just this particular day is maybe just in the US. I think I remember seeing that Valentine's Day was on a different date for other countries maybe, or they don't celebrate it at all. I don't know, but now I'm thinking it's a feast day, so it must be universal. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But regardless, wherever you are, thank you. I love you. Happy Valentine's Day. Good night.